Alright, so welcome back. Hopefully all of you guys are having a fabulous day here today. Hopefully everybody's having a good time and just enjoying. Here today we have a last minute what to know before pulling into the banner of Elegg. Elegg is releasing very soon. She releases it almost 24 hours, or a bit more than 24 hours as of recording this video. Today I wanted to go through a lot of things to know just before you pull, a lot of the updates that we have here to share with you regarding some of the plans up and coming for Nikke, and also what we know about Doro, as now her review is posted from other accounts, so I can give you an idea of what that looks like. So like and subscribe, it helps out a ton. Last minute important info to know before Elegg drops. Yeah. So first things first, we are picking up one thing before we're picking up Elegg. We are picking up, yes, the rerun for Summer Sakura. We'll talk about also in this video if that's worth it to go for. If you're a fan of Sakura, pull her. Let me say this now. Limiteds are limiteds. They're limiteds because they're limiteds. So if you have a limited that you like, they're limited. Better words have never been said before. Quote that, go 2025. People just say like, hey, I'm skipping this limited, and then they cry about it forever and say like, I shouldn't have skipped it. Summer Elegg 2 years ago, big example for that. Big for many reasons. Last year, whatever it was, the summer ones weren't like god tier insane, but a lot of players were mad they didn't pull Summer Sakura because of Kraken and such. They were like complaining about that consistently. It happens. Sometimes limiteds are solid. People are in my comment section saying they shouldn't have made Eva 2. I was so angry I pulled Eva 1, but Eva 2 was far better, and I missed out on Eva 2. It happens. Limiteds, they're sometimes really good, or they can be dog crap. Differences. It always happens. So in this case, Elegg might be really good. Just depends on if you want her. At this point, what are you playing the game for? Most of you are playing for collection, and Elegg has many reasons to collect her. You discern those reasons. Not me to say that, all right? Pretty much, though. Boom the Ghost is getting story part 2, and we're picking up, yes, Elegg. Elegg is part 2 of this entire thing over here. The worst Nikke in the game because, God, I have to sit there and censor everything because not allowed to have her on YT, apparently. So that's where it stands. Pretty much what I will say is this. People have been asking, hey, any updates on leaks and such? And the funny answer is there are no leaks, which sometimes indicate what's next. Just so you know, earlier this year, K was leaked, a shorter 2-week standard banner. Cross was leaked, a shorter 2-week standard banner. Who else was leaked? You also had the leak for Bredy. That was actually, as well, a 2-week shorter banner. And you had the leak of Sora, another shorter 2-week banner. It happens. I covered this game a lot, so I kind of know that, you know, to a degree, when leaks like this don't really happen so, like, insanely, it sort of indicates that there might be a double event up and coming. Not unlimited. Could be a limited, but it's not unlimited, most likely, all right? Because Nikke is on a crack this month, or year. I don't know anymore. Can't guess anything they're doing, but it leans towards it being more likely a double update. But with Nikke, you don't even know. So it could be just a single standard banner, but right now we should be smooth sailing up until September. September's a bunch of limited reruns. We should be seeing schoolgirls between any of these months here. And then October should be like the Halloween-ish themed skins, or releases. Not that they actually are Halloween, but they're just Halloween themed. Quincy was feeling-ish, Halloween-ish. You know what I mean? So that's where we stand. That's what's up and coming. Again, no leaks happened, which sort of indicates a lot of the time standard banners are the most likely to get leaked when it's a 2-week banner. No leaks have occurred, so it could be those 2 double 3-week type of banners, okay? That's where that can be. Next, we have an answer since we last talked about how Doro ranks. In my opinion, I don't agree with this ranking, but I want to show you because a lot of players like Private more than anything. What Private rates it as is double S. Simply asset story, A in PvP. The only issue is, I've talked to a lot of players, and I'll give you like the TLDR. I don't want to spend too much time on the segment. A lot of players do disagree with what Private rated as. Private says they're going to update the entire tier list rankings and change everything so it looks different, and because of that they're starting to get more stringent when it comes to giving triple S's away because they feel that they're giving it too much away and players get mad at them for that. So with that knowledge, okay, they're rating her pretty much on par with these characters here, which that's the issue. For me, in my testing, and the players that I asked were solid solo raid players, they said they loved her, and they said again that she is far better than Soda Bunny, but she's on the same tier as Soda Bunny. She is apparently higher than what the DPS is of Ludmilla, but she's on the same tier. That's the issue, right? And then they said, like, hey, why is Raven above her? If anything, Doro is a bit more open than Raven to a degree, and because of that, a lot of players are sort of disagreeing, but I'm curious what your take is. For now, this is where it's at. What I will say is she is the best #1 damage dealer in water 1,000,000,000%. She is #1, 1,000,000,000% the best shotgun character. In certain bosses, she does outstanding. The only issue is, where people say, like, is she a must pull? What do you consider a must pull? A must pull is sort of like Little Mermaid, Crown, and Robbie Red Hood. Somebody who works in literally everything. She is in that. Do you consider like Cinderella a must pull? To a degree, they say that she's not that good in high deficit, but she is outstanding in bossing. I see that this is a similar character where she's insane in bossing, but everywhere else she's not insane. She's just great. So where it stands, I still think that for Summer Limited and the fact that you can never pull her again, she is still a must pull. The only thing is just pity now and you have 3 months to save till, you know, anniversary, or 2 months to save till anniversary. That's the only issue that I would say, but again, it's fully up to you. For example, like Grave is a similar ranking, and players love Grave though, or they say again, Grave is not good. It's both sides of the community. And then, for example, people are saying like, hey, why is Mahara up there? Mahara also is situational, and they say this for Triple S for Mahara. So, up to you. Let me know what your ranking is. A bunch of the comments said I think they gave this to be more fair. In reality, she is Triple S. Only she has Tove, but we could have a unit. But we should count a unit on the entire team. She performs just as good with meta units like Crown's Helm and others associated. A snippet over here, she basically just falls short of Triple S. She's outstanding, but again, due to her performance outside of her own element, you can read through this if you would like to, just to make sure, but a lot of players are saying that she's about 80-ish% of what Roppy Red Hood is, and if that's good to you, that's what she is. And that's, again, the only issue being that she is more better on Tove's team, but she has teams outside of that, so... What I will say is, I think that she is still a wonderful pickup, but you'll never know until tomorrow if, you know, Elegg is far better. Elegg could be Triple S and just doing insane on multiple different teams, because technically, she has more to offer partially. And this is why. And remember, she does have some support capabilities to her. For example, here are some things that she offers. Again, affects all water code allies. She has possession, 6 seconds. Find this over here. Across all allies, you accumulate 100 required hit count. The effect is capture 1 ghost when the required hit count reaches 100%. The maximum number of ghosts is 13. Recurring intervals 6 seconds. So again, it's a new mechanic we've never seen before. So 1 ghost every 6 seconds is like the math, and then it procs recurring after that, right? Over here, attack 60% up if the caches attack continuously, which is there, kind of okay when there is, again, at least 1 ghost. And then over here, only activates when there are 4 more ghosts. The damage of strong element goes up by 35% continuously. So situational and content associated, that's going to be insane. Or really great. Activates when using burst skill, effect self, attack goes up by 10 seconds. Activates when ghost is captured while at maximum ghost capacity, affects all enemies. Deals 1100 of final attack as damage. Affects random enemy units if the number of ghosts is not 13. So again, if not 13, this occurs, which means you don't have to always have her on burst or off burst. You can swap it here and there. Sometimes when you just want lesser damage and let somebody else have it, maybe she doesn't reach 13 that time, that can be the way to do things. But deals 800%, attacks 6 times sequentially, number of ghosts 6, it drops. It maintains at least 1 ghost. And over there, it's 13. All right, if it's more than 13, it's still 800 damage, but it happens 13 times. And then the number of ghosts drops by 9 if that happens. So you can play her off burst, you can play her on burst. Depends on how you want to do things. So over here for Nikke GG, what they're saying is, should you pull, it is 1 copy recommended is their rating on her. They also say that we don't know just yet how the mechanic works. They also say that maybe dupes aren't required because sometimes, again, it may be relatively low in the attack buffs and value, and her personal damage may be somewhat mediocre, depending on how that goes. So please be aware of that when running into this. It is recommended, but we'll see exactly how busted or crazy. In campaign, they kind of say it's not really that worth it because of how she's structured. In arena, they also say it's kind of not the greatest. Comparatively speaking, in arena as well. Where she more so shines, I guess, is water comp in soul rate interception and associated. They're currently saying that these seem to be like her best teams right now. So again, in water comp might be the new 5th team, 4th team, whatever associated. But that's where she stands. I don't think that, again, she's 100% a must pull. We'll find out soon. Right now, though, Doro seems to be the better one. But again, we'll have to know. Elegg has a lot on paper that she can do. She also has elemental buffs, which is now a support. So it's not that she just does that. She also buffs up the team respectively. She could do a lot. But pull if you want waifu. Pull if you want that. Right now, we don't know what's next. Just wait till the last day. If it's like, I don't really care about this character, then you have that answer. But it's Summer, dude. No one really skips Summer and then sort of does anything about that. Summer is, you know, the last thing. Not really. Last year was a collab, but now it should be the last thing up until anniversary, so we should have smooth sailing there. But anything is possible. Shift Up, Big Daddy Shift Up could launch a collaboration in 2 weeks. I don't know. Shift Up has done very awkward things this year, so anything is fair game with them. They could rerun Chains of End in September. I can't do anything about that. I can't tell you for a fact they won't. All I can tell you is where it stands right now. Elegg on paper, it's all right. She looks like a solid Nikke. We don't know if she's going to be like meta-defining, breaking the game, but on paper, she looks like a solid Nikke. Next, how is Summer Rosanna? If you're wondering in bossing, Summer Rosanna's over here, but mainly you want Summer Sakura. Summer Sakura would be... So let's first filter by wind over here and do it that way. So Summer Sakura gets this over here. Not good in story, but she is decent in bossing. She does mainly work for Kraken, but because of mana and other things, she's been replaced hardcore. I don't know if Summer Sakura is like the best pickup. Obviously speaking, maybe Eleg's better because she's more water oriented. And water doesn't have much, so automatically her use case, I guess, is a little bit more. In the case of anything, though, Sakura can be used. She's still usable, 100%, but she isn't hardcore meta. What she is pretty much niche towards wind, and at that, she's also mainly like a Kraken unit. She's really good at Kraken, comparatively speaking, so that's up to you if you want to pull for it, but as it stands right now, you now know where Doro is, you now know where Elegg should end up, and we'll wait and see how busted they are. We'll find out exactly our answers in 24-ish or a little bit more hours, and I'll alert you if she's worth it or not. But just poll if you see big things, okay? If that makes you feel a certain way at the end of the night, if that makes you do something that you don't want to do, or you do because you want to do it, hey, be my guest and have fun. Poll who you want. It's up to you. It's your bank account, not mine. So with that being said, I'll wrap it up there.